stuff that Eileen never, ever moved in her life.
Ooh, that's a good thing,
That was
John. That's a good thing.
That was a real good sign.
Well,
We'll have at her tomorrow, Ed.
have at her tomorrow.
You're welcome to come down. It'll be fun. And we're gonna have fun.
Yeah,
Oh, JP's his name now.
yeah, it should be fun.
We just gotta get Ed so that his other projects don't get in the way of all the fun.
The important stuff, that's right. I agree.
Well, there's a ton of stuff here that I'm sure he'd have some I mean,
We'll sit down.
any of them probably got, I mean, even like the 6th floor, I'm sure he
I know all about
would
the
have something to say.
Well, I think these, if you just use these 4 or 5 areas, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 areas as a kind of way to organize the interview, I think you'll do just fine. Because, I mean, this is going to spark all kinds of stuff. I would assume. You're going to do an hour?
2.
Oh, 2.
That's after we get all the, we're gonna fill out these. What we've got is this
Yeah,
form, and this form has all the essential stuff they've picked out of that study. And then down in the header and the footer, in the header, we got the interviewer and location and date, the duration, so we don't lose any minutes, so we know exactly how much filming was done. Then all the stuff about the person, you know, their ethnicity, neighborhood unions and all that. We'll get that before it starts.
That's good.
Tell him about the release so he knows what he's in for ahead of time. And then down at the bottom in the footer, I decided to put in the themes that we think we're going to be hitting on, but I think we'll fill that out after it's over with.
After it's over with, yeah.
And then the Butte Worlds, as I did it, a person could easily be in 3 or 4 worlds
yeah.
at different stages of their
Oh,
life.
yeah.
And so we'll put that at the bottom as a label for this
Yeah.
thing, and that'll go on the outside of any cassettes or anything like that.
Yeah, yeah. And like, I think we do a couple of these, you know, we regroup, rethink what we're doing, and then, you know, do a couple more, and then after a while, they'll suggest to us what these categories need to be. You know, we'll start realizing, you know, oh yeah, we forgot about that whole area, or we'll come up with a word to describe some theme or some worldview that's shared by a lot of different people. The whole idea of the worldview thing is just there are certain experiences that will be common to a group of people, because they grew up in the same neighborhood, or they were in the same occupation, or they went to the same church, or something. There's something that, you know, that marks their perspective on things. Like, I would think, like, that's why I'm interested in this transition from, if the family arrived here, like most Irish immigrants, without much to their name, and ended up with a whole bunch of physicians by the 2nd generation, that's pretty interesting. That's a pretty big transition. And that would mark their whole perspective on life.
Where did their parents come?
There was a Patsy Kane here that went back to Ireland in 1825, and he'd been here 16 years.
In 1925, and he'd been here 16 years.
That Patrick Kane, the one that I saw that had lost the little child.
And he was
She doesn't know who they are.
let me get Ed read that thing. Because I can't, this is the original member of the family, and then there was a William and Edward that came over.
'Cause he got married
about
in
the same
1894.
time, but died, and I can't find, they didn't have any death records at that time.
Right.
Just let me show you this one.
That's about when my family came in 1910. You know, a lot later than the Driscolls for sure, but they settled in the Gulch.
What
But
about,
see, we never went through that. We never went through a transition. On that side of my family, they all stayed. They were all either miners, or they, you know, went into various trades, but mostly blue collar. You know, so.
There's a picture of the original JP family, and here's Eddie's father, Dr. Pat. And there's John P., and there's Kate, the only daughter.
Yeah, that's a good picture. Did you
Isn't that beautiful?
have this redone or something?
She has some great pictures.
No, a niece had it.
No, she had it. She gets pictures made.
this is the whole Kane Driscoll complex, she's got the whole thing, everything, property ownership records.
This is just one notebook.
This is,
They moved out of the Gulch and ended up on 510 West Galena.
Do you know when the move was, roughly?
What?
When did they move to 510 West Galena?
Just
Bought
roughly.
that house in
I know.
1908?
John P. died in 1911. 1913, Will Kane bought the house on Galena Street. 2 years later, he deeded it over to Granny. But in John Kane's original will, he left everything to his wife Elizabeth, which is her. This is the children that all came over. Now see, Butte Minor, we like each of the articles, right? Where's Patrick? This is where he was baptized in Bellarmine, Strat Valley,
Yeah,
Bellarmine.
this is great.
She's just amazing.
Wow.
There it
She's
is.
very good at this.
I wouldn't think they had a hell of a lot of money. I don't
Mr.
know.
King was presented with a $500 diamond stud
Now, that's something.
in 1894.
Yeah, how about that?
I mean, that's more than a year's
So
wages.
that had to have been
And look at what his wife got.
great-grandfather.
She got a, what is it? Diamond ring. Earrings? Oh, I see, no, she got diamond, yeah, elegant earrings, diamond earring. He got a diamond ring too.
Total cost, presents were $125, which amount was subscribed by the employees of the Amcon company. Employee of the company near all of his time he came to Butte 16 years ago. So
They're the
he was
ones
here
that
in
had the
1878.
That I saw this week in 1908.
And then there's these canes here that died.
God, if everybody had this.
A lot of people to go in. They're gonna start a genealogy group Tuesday night.
Who is?
Dorothy's
You're
having the first
going.
meeting, you're going.
Oh, no, I'm not.
However,
No, I got too much to do on my own. What was I gonna tell you?
oh, Pat. It's more fun, Pat.
No, I can make some money doing this.
Yes, you can.
See, there's Patrick, he was born in 1846. William, he died really early when 1890, and he's buried here. And Patrick went back, but he... And then this Will died, Richard, it's Dorothy Lombardi's grandfather. This Edward died in 1888. And there's John P. Eddie's
Grandfather.
grandfather.
And
So
JP's
that
grandfather.
Patrick was
Look at this.
the grandfather's brother.
Mhm.
Okay.
This is like you went to the bank
Oh,
and
yeah.
sent back to the old country.
That was one for $1,000.
That's for John P.
That might have been for buying guns or, you never know.
John O'Mara,
That was,
1901.
that was a stepbrother.
He's the one that had the brewery, right?
Yeah, he's the one that died in the Spanish flu.
Boy, this is great. We got quite a
And definitely heavily involved in the RELA.
O'Mara.
Oh, yeah. Were the Canes in the RELA? Do you know, did you find that out?
I don't know.
I think we saw some canes in there. Didn't we see
They-
some
but they
canes in
lived
there
on
when we
Summit
went through
Street.
those minutes?
Right there.
See how good those pictures came out, John? That she took of the Sanborn,
Yeah, that's great.
just with the camera.
And then I got the legal description of the house.
They've done quite a job.
She has.
This is
I love
the
those
inside of that
stuff.
house, this house.
Yeah.
But it's supposed to have the most beautiful oak fireplace. This is the original picture of a bedroom in the house.
That's where everybody that died was buried from.
And her husband was dead at the time she moved into this house.
That was
John P. was dead.
Eddie Kane's
Yeah.
house. Did you know that,
Actually,
John?
you love you. This is a great.
Yeah, I just got that.
Did you take an old photograph and have it redone or something somehow? Reshot or
They made a negative.
made negative and then
Yeah, that's what this one, that other big one of John.
Yeah.
The niece in Arizona has the original to this, so she took it down, had a negative made, and then sent me a copy.
Yeah, that's nice. Came out really nice on that.
Oh,
When
yeah.
you were shooting it.
Yeah.
Yeah. You might, that's another thing, I mean, I don't know if it's appropriate in this case, but if there's anything he wants to bring with him, if he has anything.
Well, I asked him that, and he said Patsy's got everything.
Okay.
Yeah.
So he'll refer to it all.